And without further ado. Recap of Season 3, Episode 8, Miranda is powerless to stop. Seema detects something amusing in her new relationship, Miranda mulls over resuming old routines, and Lisa coined the term, flirting, to describe flirting at work. As a civilized society, we must do our part and apply deodorant now more than ever because it has been a hot, muggy, and humid week in New York City. There's no time to neglect personal hygiene while you're crammed into a tight space with other commuters. And Seema in particular is aware of that, as is Just Like That. Imagine how shocked the stylish realtor is when her new partner, a gardener who works outside for hours, chooses crystals over the speed stick. Speaking of awful habits, recovered alcoholic Miranda tinkers with the notion of drinking once more. In addition, Lisa is always flirting with her coworker. Days after his surgery, Lisa confides in Charlotte about her sex dream with her editor Marion while Harry lies in bed recovering. She had a dream last night that he tore off her bodice, at a farm. According to Charlotte's theory, it simply indicates that the two have a strong working relationship. When Charlotte gets to work at the gallery, she assists in putting together a brand new display that features a messy bed with a variety of obscene accessories, such as a used condom that is filled with semen. She then explains to her co-workers that this piece of art pays homage to the 1980s, a period before Lena Dunham when women were praised for being disorganized. Charlotte, may I recommend Too Much, Dunham's new series? Aiden is back to Carrie's place, and he's prepared for a longer stay than normal. For his possessions, Carrie sets aside a tiny closet, which he will share with her cat. Following their nap, he explains why he is open to a longer stay. Wyatt, his kid, now desires to live full-time with his mother, Kathy, who was Aiden's former wife. Since his other son, Homer, is staying with a cousin, Aiden has been by himself at home, wondering how he got into this predicament. In bed with Adam, Seema is having a lot more fun than her friends. Following Charlotte's birthday celebration last week, they eventually made it home together, and she and the attractive gardener are on cloud 9 while giggling behind the blankets. Seema laughs uncontrollably when he even presses his face into her armpit. However, Seema begins to view Adam differently once they go out to dinner later. They both laugh at the ridiculous scene, for different reasons, when they observe a woman applying deodorant at a nearby table. Seema considered it an etiquette violation, but Adam completely disagrees with the use of deodorant. You don't use deodorant? Seema asks. I initially assumed this was a bit, but Adam continues bringing up some nonsense about massaging crystals beneath his armpits. He doesn't use Seema's, and most New Yorkers, for that matter, recipe, which is laden with aluminum. She is further s. Miranda conceals a secret from her girlfriend Joy, just as LTW keeps her professional flirtations a secret from her husband. Joy forgets that her partner doesn't drink and gives Miranda a bottle of gin when she pays her an unexpected visit after a work trip. However, Miranda maintains the bottle at home and says it's not strange. The strange thing is that Miranda hasn't explicitly disclosed to Joy that she is in the process of getting over her drinking issue. She later tells Carrie and Charlotte at the gallery that telling a partner, especially one she truly loves and doesn't want to lose, that kind of news is extremely unattractive. However, Miranda's friends worry that she might feel under pressure to drink once more. Miranda attempts to rationalize that perhaps she was drinking excessively a few years prior because she was simply confused about her marriage, sexuality, and life in general. Perhaps now that she's feeling better, she won't push things too far. Charlotte and Carrie don't seem persuaded. Later in the evening, Charlotte actually tries to stop Joy from drinking her champagne glass when she sees Miranda holding it for her. However, her vertigo takes over and she falls into the mattress that is on exhibit, next to the naked performance artist who is laying face down on the sheets. The condom adheres to her arm, which is even worse. At the gallery, too? Giuseppe's mother Gia, Patti LuPone, returning from last week, and Charlotte's boss Mark Kasabian, Victor Garber, are still not on Anthony's radar. Anthony decides to impress her with a home-cooked dinner while she is preoccupied with questions about art. However, Giuseppe won't be available to assist. Additionally, Aidan is behaving somewhat suspiciously and judgmentally. Every time Carrie has mentioned that she meets with her neighbor, fellow writer Duncan, to review their manuscripts, he has made inquisitive, mocking remarks. That she doesn't know anything about this man astounds Aidan. In order to find out what Seema and Adam know, he snoops around. They all agree that Duncan is a meanie. Lisa yells at Charlotte as she waddles home from the gallery. She was unable to tolerate the sexual tension when Marion's knee brushed hers, so she had to leave the movie early. The flirting has become excessive. Fortunately, Marion is able to maintain composure while networking during the event. He gives Lisa a call and arranges for her to speak with a higher ground representative about the documentary series. After all, it was a work thing. Miranda is unable to resist the temptation of the gin bottle in her cupboard later in the evening while she is working alone at home. She goes to get it and pours herself some after attempting to divert her attention with some cookies. She gives it some thought, but eventually she grabs the bottle and throws it in the garbage disposal, removing all distractions, and she will refrain from drinking for the time being. Catch up on the last episode.